Today we're going to talk about the user login. Let's go ahead and create an HTML form. We're going to go ahead and do form action equals. We're going to go ahead and add in login.php, and for our method we're going to use post. Okay, let's go ahead and close that. And after that we're going to go ahead and add the username label. We're going to go ahead and add in the input type. Going to go ahead and add text there. And then for name, we're going to add in username. Okay, now after that, we're going to go ahead and add a line break and password. And we're going to put the input type as password. And the name, we're going to put as type word as password as well. And we're going to add in a line break. And lastly, input type. Okay, submit. And we need to add in a value of, let's go ahead and put in a value of login. And close that. And let's go ahead and in this form here. And that, alright, when you go ahead and save this, let's go ahead and save it as index.php. Since I'm on a Macintosh, save it in MAMP, htdocs, php login, save it as index.php. Command S, shortcut command to save. Let's go ahead and open up phpMyAdmin. Let's go ahead and click on it. Go to databases, and we'll create the database and call it php login. And let's go ahead and create a table called, let's say, users. Let's give it a column. Let's give it 3 fields and click go. And for the first name, let's do ID and integer and auto increment. So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Let's go ahead and add in the username and the password as the 3rd field. Varchar, add in 25 characters for each field. And let's click save. Now that we've done that, let's go ahead and add in a user. Let's put Cameron, and let's put root as the password. Now let's go to browse, and here we have our username is Cameron and our password is root. So what we need to do now, as we can see here, is if we type in Cameron and root, we need to create the login.php file. So let's go ahead and do that. Command N for new tab here. Okay, let's go ahead and start off our PHP scripting block here. Let's go ahead and add in the variable username, and we will equal this to the post variable, and put in username, add in the password variable, and add in the post variable. Let's put in a password here in this PHP statement with the semicolon, and let's add in a conditional statement if, and inside this conditional statement let's put in the username variable and also the password variable. So if this condition is true, then we will have code that will be executed if that condition is true. So let's go ahead and begin. Let's go ahead and add in the connect variable. we need to go ahead and add in the MySQL connect function. And let's go ahead and add in our parameters, our connection configuration here. Localhost from MAMP, that's our host name. We're going to go ahead and use root as the DB username and DB password. Let's also use as root. Let's go ahead and add in the die function. So let's say couldn't connect, if unable to connect here to that database. Let's go ahead and end this statement as well and add in another variable. Let's add in a function here called MySQL select DB, and we need to go ahead and select the database that we created, and this database is called PHP login localhost databases PHP login here. And after we do that, we will add in a die function, and in this die function we'll add in the parameter couldn't find DB, and that PHP statement with a semicolon. Now, after we have done that, let's go ahead and add in else. If this condition is true, then this code will be executed. If this condition is false, then this code will be executed. And we will add in this error message, please enter a username and a password. So here we have our code. Let's go ahead and save this as login.php, and we will save this into MAMP folder directory path, htdocs path, php login path. Save this as login.php. Now let's see what we have here. Okay, so if we put in Cameron and root, which is our password that we inserted, we see that we are in. We submit to the form and we are able to access. Now if we go back here, say we don't put anything in the form, it says please enter a username and a password, which here we added this function here, the dive function, and if that condition is true, if this username and password is entered correctly, then we will connect to the database and we will access. If this condition is false, this code will be executed. And this is essentially what we have here, is we are getting the message please enter username and password, because that username and password is not being entered here. So thank you, and please stay tuned to part 2 of this tutorial.